Sayyidina, we welcome you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Messiah come. Christ is risen.
Indeed.
Christos anesti. And every other language that we can think of. You know, it's such a beautiful church, and now there's beautiful icons. The bishop would normally serve under the Pantocrator, but I might disrupt the camera if I come here. And what a beautiful place, because the bishop is the presence of the Holy Spirit to the community. And what a beautiful gospel of St. Thomas's gospel today to explain that. So let me explain it now that I'm a bishop. Once when I went to a church, I was putting on a demonstration of all of my vestments. And by the time I put on the crown, a little girl said, "If you put on anything more, you're going to disappear." And I said, well, that's why I left the throne, because if you notice where a bishop sits on the throne there, and Jesus Christ is the high priest, and he has the vestments that I have. So what it means is, I don't stand here on my own authority, I stand under his authority to reflect in a material way his spiritual presence here. So I am just part of the altar. As I come on to you, the bishop carries the altar with him. Both of these icons are that way. And today in the gospel, Jesus said to the apostles, "Whosoever sins you forgive, they are forgiven, and whosoever they are retained, they are retained." And what he did at that moment later was breathe on them the Holy Spirit. And therefore he gave to the apostles all of his earthly and spiritual power. And what we're going to see is when the apostles laid hands on the bishops, which I stand there, then we take the same grace of the Holy Spirit given to them. It goes through us, it goes through the priests, and it goes to the deacons who were ordained deacons under today. So we have a great demonstration of that. So as the clergy, we are to defend the word of truth. And we are to direct the Spirit of truth through the apostolic succession of which I stand under the Pantocrator, so beautifully painted. And God bless those people for donating the beauty of this church and for being the beauty of this church, because I couldn't stand here unless you're sitting there. So I wanted to explain to you a little about it. I am to be not distinguished, but extinguished in the service of God. And one more thing practically I'll explain to you. I hope I'm not going too long. I don't know how long Father George preaches. Does he preach longer than I do? Well, I hope he has more to say then. But I have to say this now. Most people think of the Thomas Gospel as doubting Thomas. But really what he did is he wanted to hold the Lord that he always loved. So I would say I'm not touting doubting. I'm promoting holding. I'm promoting the fact that unless we have a real God we can really see and really hold, then how do we know it's not a God that we're just thinking about? So in a way, in the positive way of Thomas, is he wanted to hold and touch the God who he worshipped on earth. And when he did, it was confirmed in his mind, and he said, "My Lord and my God." One thing I'll leave with you before I finish this sermon, it's this. Believing, faith is not just believing in something. Faith is holding someone. And when we give you the Holy Communion today, we have my Lord and my God in our bodies too, because we partake of the body and blood of Christ. It's not just someone we think about, it's someone we hold in our hearts. God bless all of you on St. Thomas Sunday, and we look forward to ordaining Samuel to the Holy Diaconate. Amen.